I'm gonna get canceled for this interview, and I'm gonna be like, it's because I was painting, give me a break. Oh, how did I do that? My idea got shot down by Nickelodeon. I lost my ever-loving on my mother. Hi, my name is JoJo Siwa, and this is Portrait Mode with Capital Buzz.
Now, JoJo, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your art skills?
I would rate my art skills. See, okay, this is the thing, right? For me, this design that I'm about to make, the one that's on my face, the diamonds, I painted that. If it's on my face, I can paint anything. When it comes to paper though, or canvas, I can't paint for anything. So I'm gonna say, honestly, like a 2. Because I get 1 point for trying, and I get 1 point for actually putting paint on the page. But I don't get any other points, that's it. I get the what's it called? The consolation prize. You get a participation point.
Well, far away, you have 15 minutes.
Oh, Lord, okay.
Now, JoJo, as the CEO of gay pop, what's the key to making a great gay pop song?
Oh, God. Honestly, phenomenal question that I don't even know myself. Still trying to work that one. This is a horrible idea. God, this is gonna be so bad. I'm gonna commit to making it bad. I think the thing about gay pop and the thing about being in the LGBTQIA community is all just being yourself, being happy, choosing happy, and I need to make my head a little bit bigger, don't I? Yeah, okay. Bob Ross is calling. He's rolling over in his grave. And so I think the key to making a good gay pop song is, number 1, to call Lady Gaga and see what she would do. But number 2, to just do what you feel like doing, because truthfully, whatever you do, if you own it, and if you're proud of it, and if you're happy, it's what it's all about.
Do you think you have to be queer to make gay pop?
Oh, no, I think allies can make gay pop music all the time, absolutely. I think some of our best gay hits have come from allies.
If you could form a gay pop supergroup with 4 other artists, which artist would you choose?
Let's see, I would do Lady Gaga, Elton John, Freddie Mercury. God, what a group. One of them's dead. Oh, I took that too far. I can cover with the other stuff. It's okay, it's okay. My neck, my arm, that's my arm. Just roll with it for a second. Oh, how did I do that?
1 other artist?
Oh, I need 1 more still? 1 other artist that I would do would be, okay, oddly, I don't think I would ever naturally say this answer, but right now the name that's coming to my mind is Kylie Minogue, and I'm not mad about it.
What would you be called as a group?
We would be called Gaga's Bitches, because she would be the leader.
Now, your transition from kids' music to adult music was very iconic.
That was something. I don't know if I would say iconic, but...
How do you feel about your kids' music now, and are there any songs you would never perform again?
God, I love my kids. Okay, wait, we see the vision.
Yeah.
Do we see the vision?
It's great.
Thanks.
Honestly.
There is a vision here, and it's, it's doing something. What was your question? Sorry. A few years ago, I was playing in the Celebrity All-Star softball game, and they tried to talk to me while I was playing the softball game through my in-ear. In mid-game, I said, gotta go, and I took out my in-ear, so the producers had to stop talking to me, because my multitask is brutal.
How do you feel about your kids' music now, and are there any songs you would never perform again?
Honestly, phenomenal question that I should answer. God, I love my kids' music. The only song that I don't like from my kids' music is this one called Every Girl's a Supergirl. And the only reason that I don't like that song is because I don't like that it discludes boys. I think that boys are super boys, and so I originally wanted that song to be called Everyone's a Super One. My idea got shot down by Nickelodeon, but thought it was a good idea. This is what we're calling color theory. I need orange, so we're gonna make orange.
The only thing you can't make is green, by the way.
Why not?
Because you're on green screen.
And honestly, fair play. Our green will be black.
Now, your new single, Bulletproof, relates to your experience of criticism in the public eye. You've faced a lot of harsh scrutiny over your singing career. How does that make you feel?
Now I laugh about people hating on my singing because I've heard it so much, and so I think sometimes people think that it doesn't, I think people think now that it still gets to me. I think because I've dealt with it so much, people hating on my singing, it really doesn't faze me anymore. But I will admit, in the beginning, it was very, very hard because, I don't know, I'm doing something that I love, right? And at the time, I was very young when I started singing. And so to have people who were quadruple my age telling me at age 13, you suck, you're not a good singer, you shouldn't sing, why are you doing it? It's ruthless, it's brutal. And so, yeah, it was definitely very hard in the beginning, but now that I'm a bit older, it's not as bad anymore. She cries about it every 3 nights, but it's not as bad. It used to be worse.
Well, you've also previously said that you're an artist, not a singer. Do you stand by that?
Oh yeah, I will die on that hill. I have learned to never call myself a singer, and I actually feel like that as well. Like I don't think I am a singer. I think I'm an artist because I don't know. For me, I think I know my ability, right? And I know that there are people who really train every single day of their life in singing, and that's not me, and that's okay. But I also know my ability in being able to perform and put on a show, and that to me, that's, you know what it is? Actually, I take all that back. My passion isn't in singing, my passion is being a performer and an artist. And with that comes singing, but it's not the sole passion, if that makes sense. And so I think that's where I get off saying that I'm a quote unquote artist, not a quote unquote singer. It's so dramatic, I should just say I'm a singer, but I don't know. So she's insecure.
Well, you do it all, JoJo. You should be proud of yourself.
Aw, thank you. The one thing I don't do, paint. And I think we're learning that right now. Stick with me here. It's bad. It's bad. It's really going bad. But I have done worse in my life.
Now, while you were on Celebrity Big Brother, your mother put your Tangled audition tape online.
I am gonna kill her for that. Don't even get me started. When I got out of the house and I found that out on set of Late and Live. One of the first things that I found out on the house, I lost my ever-loving on my mother. Not the Tangled audition that I was already insecure about, already had a breakdown about while I was out of the house, and then all of a sudden I get into... Anyways, what were you gonna ask about it?
I was gonna ask, what other films and TV shows have you auditioned for that fans don't know about?
Oh boy. Okay, to be completely honest, I actually don't audition that much. It sounds weird to say, but a lot of things just kind of fall into my lap and then I decide if I wanna do them or not. Oddly enough, one thing that fell into my lap was Descendants 4. And I decided not to do it. And then an audition came around for Descendants 5, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not, we'll audition. But the 4 was a direct, like, hey, do you want this role? And then 5 was like, hey, come audition for this role. Didn't get it. But all good because one of my friends got it. So we're happy for her, we love her. God, what else have I? There was this small little TV show that I auditioned for. That was cute. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of coming together. I'm actually getting somewhere here.
Now, what's the wildest thing you've ever read about yourself on the internet?
Oh God, I can hear my manager laughing. What have we read about me? I mean that I'm pregnant, but I kind of caused that rumor myself. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Now,
JoJo, you're no stranger to becoming a meme. Is there anything you've said or done that people still reference that you wish you could take back?
Dream guest on my podcast. You want to know the most embarrassing story? I'm sure it's no secret to people. I am in a lovely relationship with a very sweet boy named Christopher Hughes. And yeah, we met on Big Brother. Neither of us knew who each other was. We became really good friends, whatever. So about 2 nights ago, so we're deep into this at this point, we have the conversation about just like life and things, and all of a sudden the conversation of dream guest on my podcast comes up. Now, how this came up was me talking about like things that have happened that people like I'm a little bit embarrassed about or ashamed of, or people have bullied me for. Well, the reason why I bring this up is because he had absolutely no idea what dream guest on my podcast was, which fine, all good. But he really wanted to know what it was. So I had to walk him through the entire, I had to step-by-step explain where I was, what I was wearing, why it went viral, what the saying, I mean, it was horrible. It was literally a moment that I was like, I hate this. There's no way that I have to explain this right now. It was brutal.
Talking of dream guest on your podcast, The Me, we're just gonna ask you some dream questions.
Easy.
Who is your dream collab?
My dream collab? Oh, I messed this up again. I know it's like really not that big of a deal that I messed it up because it looks like I messed everything else up. The vision's there. My dream collab would be Lady Gaga.
Fair. You know Chris is a rapper. Have you heard his Little Bit Leave It song?
Little Bit Leave It. I like cashews. None of my mouth like cashews. That's the only thing that I know from it. I am gonna surprise him one day though, and I am gonna learn it.
Future collab potentially?
Yeah. We'll absolutely collab, don't you worry.
Now, you've already achieved so much, but what is your ultimate career dream?
My ultimate career dream, great question, because my personal dream and career dream are very different things. We're just gonna put another yellow layer on, because why not? My ultimate career dream is to play the Super Bowl halftime show in America. I think that would be the most fun thing, literal ever.
We need karma on that platform.
Oh, sign me up.
Now, you've said your dream is to be on Broadway as well. What's your
God,
dream?
I said that when I was like 4. People still clock me for that, and I'm like, we do know that I literally said that when I was 4. I don't want to be on Broadway. Get out of here. I mean, I would be on Broadway. Don't get me wrong. I would be in Hamilton. See, I'm not a confident enough live singer to like do that. I can sing my own songs live, someone else's songs live. Never in a million years. But put me on Alexander Hamilton. I am not throwing away my shot. I am not throwing away my shot. Hey, yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
I can see that. What are your top 3 musicals?
Top 3 musicals, let's see. I would say Chicago. I would say Hamilton. And I would probably say Wicked. Can't go wrong. Come on.
Taste. Okay, you recently said no one can decide my sexuality, not even me. How do you feel about people pressuring you to label your sexuality when you're still discovering who you are?
Honestly, I don't mind it. And the reason why I don't mind it is because I think there's a lot of other people who are trying to figure out their own sexuality. And I think in their lives, they probably have people that are pressuring them as well. And so in a way, I get to be an example for those people that even when society or your closest people are putting a pressure on you, you don't need to know. I won't out who this is, but one of my best friends who is very much so in the LGBTQIA community, who I would listen to with my whole entire heart, reassured me a lot. And when I was having a conversation, I was worried to have a conversation with them because I wasn't sure, how it was gonna go over. But when I was having this conversation with them about just my life and how I'm feeling and everything, they were really proud of me and really I think it's cool that you're figuring out who you are. And any member of the community is a member of the community and no member is greater than another. And I think a lot of times some people think that they are greater than one another just because, they're a little bit older or they have things a little more figured out. But truth be told, couldn't be further from the case at all. And I think a lot of times, as a world, we feel this sort of pressure to have it figured out, but that's so unrealistic. And also, anybody who's putting a pressure on me to figure it out needs to take a second and look in the mirror and realize that sexuality is fluid. And you might realize one thing about yourself today, and you might realize one thing about yourself tomorrow. And then another thing is that the whole thing that we preach as a beautiful community is that love is love. And that's a two-way street. Love is love any which way you look at it. And love is love for straight people, love is love for gay people, love is love for queer people. And I think a lot of times, especially right now, I see other people, especially online, coming at me saying all these certain things and that yada, yada, yada this, yada, yada, yada that. And it's like, whoa, babe, love is literal love. And, I was in a place in my life 7 years ago, I was at a place in my life 10 years ago, I was at a place in my life last year, I was at a place in my life a few months ago. And I think sometimes it's easier to hate than it is to love. And I think sometimes the community needs to, not the community, I think sometimes people need to realize that they're actually spreading hate in a community that is all about spreading love. And I think that's something that people need to look at when they are doing that. Sorry, I worded that in a riddle, but you get what I meant. I'm a 22-year-old figuring out my life, figuring out myself, I'm happy. Love is literal love, it's beautiful. And I think that's the most important thing, is that we just can find love and hold on to it.
And queer people can be in opposite sex relationships and still be queer.
Welcome. Welcome. I think people also forget there's a lot of different sexualities besides gay and lesbian. And that's why the queer community is a beautiful place. And bisexuality, pansexuality, God, there's so many different beautiful sexualities that I think, yeah, people definitely need to, just accept that there are more sexualities, and also sexuality is a rainbow and it's fluid, and that's one of the most beautiful things about it.
Now, one of the iconic commandments in your song Karma is thou shalt not lie, but we've all lied once or twice before.
That is
JoJo,
true.
what's the biggest lie you've ever told?
Biggest lie I've ever told. Do have a couple. Nothing crazy, but just funny little lies. Honestly, I could lie right now and say that I think my painting looks beautiful. Not gonna lie though, you see the vision. You do see the vision.
Well, this is the final countdown, and because it's the final countdown, I'm going to ask you a series of quick-fire questions.
Okay, this is perfect for this job that I'm doing right now.
To make it even harder, you have to answer all of them in a British accent.
Oh, pitch, sold. I'll just talk like Chris. Easy. He laughs at me for my British accent, so this is perfect.
Okay. What's the most expensive thing you own?
Most expensive thing that I own is probably a Gucci Xbox.
You've cited Miley Cyrus as one of your biggest inspirations.
Oh,
what's the best Miley song?
Best Miley song is Can't Be Tamed.
What's been your favorite reality TV show experience?
Oh, Big Brother.
And your least favorite?
Honestly, don't have one. Probably we have a version of Gogglebox. Oh, I forgot the accent. We have a version of Gogglebox in America, and that is called Celebrity Watch Party, and honestly, couldn't be asked.
Are your dream kids' names still Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy?
Absolutely not. I was a bad girl, did some bad things, and that was naming children. No, let's see. Got a new name for children, and I think it's Siwa Siwa.
Love that. What does the phrase "yesterday's tomorrow's today" actually mean?
Phenomenal question. That's why I gave it to my songwriter, who I love so very much, and said, "Your guess is as good as mine, babe."
Now, just finally, as you do the finishing touches to your masterpiece, you were in talks to represent Poland at Eurovision. Following yesterday's tomorrow's today going viral, what happened there?
Never got the phone call, babes. Fucking hell. They got me all excited and then never called me. And honestly, can't blame them.
How is your Polish now?
Kadamato suka, powinien była wiedzieć lepiej. Gdybym miał życzenia, nie bawiłbym się w niej. Horrible.
I don't know, Eurovision 2026.
Listen, maybe I'll compete for England. Now, wouldn't that be a good time? No, honestly, sign me up for Eurovision. Wouldn't that be so fun? And honestly, I think I'm done.
Tell us about this work of art you've created today.
I'm gonna stick to performing, for sure. For sure gonna stick to performing. But listen, I had fun. I got my participation trophy, and I did it without complaint. We made it happen, and cheers to that, troops. Are you ready?
We're ready.
I think there should be a camera on your reaction. So, it's not bad.
Is that JoJo or Joelle in that painting?
Oh, I don't know who that is. Okay, hear me out. If there was to be a Lego of this look, I think I made it. Oh God, hold on. This is so embarrassing. I have to take a photo of this. God, never let me paint. Honest to God,
You
that's...
have to do an interview at the same time.
I will say the multitasking of the Q&A. I also, anything I said in this interview, you can't hold against me because I was dialed in. I'm gonna get canceled for this interview, and I'm gonna be like, it's because I was painting. Give me a break.
And this is portrait mode with capital buzz.
With cancel buzz.
Capital buzz.
Capital buzz. Where did I hear cancel buzz?
No one's
Capital
getting cancelled.
I think she looks beautiful.
One of the gems.
Come on
Thank
in.
you so much,
Oh my God, of
JoJo.
course.